I am having around 7 years of experience in GCP. So I would like to know you guys like, I mean, how many guys are working professionals and how many are college students and what are your domains, something like this. And then we will start with demo thing. So anyone wants to, anyone wants to go up like what they are doing,
Yeah, Himanshu, Shiva here.
Yeah, Shiva.
Yeah, I have 17 years of experience in ETL Informatica technologies, and I recently moved to big data. Along with, I want to explore some cloud like GCP, Azure. So I am interested in GCP right now because my organization is planning to adopt GCP going forward. So I am exploring in this way. So I just interested on this training session.
Okay. Okay, cool, Shiva. And any other wants to go next? Or should I call the name? Just a one or two line introduction I need from you guys, and I will be starting that.
Yeah, myself Naveen. I have around 10 years of experience. Primarily, I work on database platforms. I mean Oracle and SQL. So recently, my organization has adopted Google Cloud, and we are trying to start working on the BigQuery service. So that's the reason I
Okay.
adopted for this course here.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Sampath.
Yeah, hi, Mansu.
Yeah,
I am
Rajat.
Rajendra, working as a Linux admin from last 4 years, and I wanted to shift my career on Google Cloud, so that's the job.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
interested
Okay.
in Google.
Thanks. Okay. Thanks. Sampath.
Yeah, Himanshu. So I have close to 13 years of experience in IT, where most of my experience is into testing, so which involves database testing as well. So now I want to move to GCP data engineering side, and have taken some online courses where I could able to build ETL pipelines through data flow. But whenever I'm getting issues, right, so I could not able to resolve. So that's why just I want to offer this training.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Sampath.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Sri. Mazhar.
Hi Himanshu, this is Mazhar from Sydney. So currently working as a business analyst from last 5 years. So recently I moved to a role into a I'm like GCP data engineering. So that's why I want to explore
Okay.
more onto this one.
Okay. Thanks. Avinash.
Hi, Himanshu. I am working as a technical project manager for the last 15 years. So currently, my organization is taking up GCP projects. So wanted to understand and ensure that I have the relevant hands-on experience to lead it.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Arjun.
Hey, hi. I'm working as a tablet developer and I do have 9 years of experience. I just want to upgrade my skill with GCP so that I choose an GCP. That's it
Okay.
from my
Okay.
side.
Thanks. Dinesh.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
I have few years of experience. My organization is currently moving from Teradata to GCP right now, so I have to get trained on this one. So and certified too. So I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Saroj.
Like,
Hi,
Yeah.
yeah, my name is Saroja. So I'm working as a Oracle DBA, and I have worked in ETL tools. So now organization is moving to GCP. So yeah, they're going to use data flow and some pipeline things. So yeah, that's why I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Praveen.
Yeah, I already covered.
Okay. Rajendra. Nandini.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Uh, I'm currently a student of master's final year and I'm doing internship in cloud Azure. So I was about having interest, keen interest to know and to join the community. That's why I joined this.
Okay, so basically, Nandini, for your information, like we will be dealing with the GCP only, not Azure here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And last is Pawan.
Yeah, hi. So I have 10 plus years of experience into Unix. Uh, Basically, uh, I'm into multi-cloud. So I got
Okay.
experience in AWS, Azure, and GCP. GCP cloud part, I mean administration part. So I would like to,
Okay.
stretch my knowledge into, data engineering.
Data
So
engineering. Okay. Okay, cool. So good to know you all about. Actually, I found like okay, so most of you are experienced professionals. So that's a good thing. And so basically, like first of all, I should tell you like we have a prerequisite for pursuing this course because like we have Python and SQL in between because everything we will create in GCP will be based on either Python code or SQL code. Okay, so this is a prerequisite for you all guys. So still, I will do one or two such sessions on the Python and SQL, some like crash course type. But still, you need a deeper understanding of the Python and SQL because whatever you will be creating, let's say we are using databases or data warehouse inside our GCP, then at that point of time, you will require the SQL. And if you are automating the stuffs inside GCP, then you will require the Python or any other programming language. But Python and Java is preferred. Okay. And I mostly, I mean, I don't have that extensive knowledge on Java, so I prefer the Python mostly. But if you have the Java knowledge and if you do not want to migrate to Python, then that is totally okay. I will show you the Java codes as well because documentation contain everything what every code or everything whatever you need. Okay, so but still if you have knowledge on Python and SQL, then that will be a plus point. Otherwise, please do some crash. I mean, I will proceed 1 or 2 day session for your Python and SQL, but still the deeper understanding will require on these topics. Okay. Now, for the data engineering part, so these services are core data engineering services. So just ignore these days, okay, because these are for someone else, okay. So that's why. So first of all, we will cover the basics of GCP and the permissions and IAM. We can say identity access management, like how to work with IAM service, how to give the required roles and permissions to any service accounts, or what type of accounts we will use in our GCP. Something like this we will see. Then after that, we will see GCS. So basically, GCS act as a data lake system, okay, in our GCP. So there is a minor difference between data lake and data warehouse. Data lake contains the raw data and data warehouse contains the formatted data. Okay, so basically this GCS act as a data lake system in our GCP. So we will see how to work with GCS service, how to create the buckets in it, how to create them using the console, then using the shell commands, and then using the Python code. Okay, and how to maintain the accesses on those buckets and how to put the objects, what type of objects we can put inside GCS, and what are the limits, what are the retention policies of GCS, such type of things we will cover here. And after that, we will go inside the BigQuery. First of all, we will cover the data warehouse because for every data engineering project, there should be one database service or data warehouse service. Okay, so we have this BigQuery service for data warehousing inside our GCP. So we will first of all see the architecture of BigQuery, then how this I mean how the BigQuery works, how internally what are the components of BigQuery and how those components are connected with each other. Then after that we will see the BigQuery specific data types. Basically BigQuery follows your standard SQL thing, okay, or we can say standard SQL database functionalities, but it extends some things. Okay, it has some different data types as well, it has some different functionalities as well, I mean, following the traditional databases or data warehouses. So we will look into those, like what are the BigQuery specific data warehousing concepts, or the data types, or the features. Then we will look into like partitioning, clustering strategies, or we can say the BigQuery optimization techniques. We will see how to optimize the things inside BigQuery. And then we will try to I mean, and all of these things we will try to do using the SQL command plus Python code and plus shell command. So for some of the features you can use the shell commands, and for some of the features shell commands are not there. So accordingly we will see shell command, then SQL commands, and the Python code behind those all of the features. Then we will look into one ETL tool. So basically this was designed for someone else, but first of all we will go with, I mean, in our course, first of all we will go with the data flow, Apache Beam and data flow. So for this, here you will require the Python knowledge, or we can say a deeper understanding of the Python. Okay, while working with BigQuery, you will require the SQL knowledge, and while working with the data flow, or we can say the Apache Beam, you will require the Python knowledge. Okay, so you have these many days to cover your Python, and you have these many days to cover your SQL, so that when we will be working on that topic, you are ready with SQL or Python and you are good to go. Whatever I will be creating, you are not like, okay, I don't understand this code or something else. Okay, the specific features I will show you, I will let you understand, but I will not go into the basics or the details of the Python, like how loops are working inside Python, or how conditionals are working, how functions are being created, what types of functions. These types of things I am not going to teach you. Okay, because if I will be spending this time inside Python and SQL, then extra 1 month is required. Okay, for Python and SQL, I believe. That's right. So after finishing the BigQuery, we will be using for our very first ETL tool, which is data flow. And for data flow, we should be aware of the Apache Beam SDK. This Apache Beam SDK is built on top of Java, but this SDK is provided inside multiple languages as well, like Java, Python, Go, JavaScript, TypeScript. So we will be looking Apache Beam SDK for the Python, and we will look all of the features, all of the, first of all, the batch pipelines only. Okay, so we will look into the batch features of Apache Beam, how to work with, how to write the codes using batch code using the Apache Beam. What is the architecture? Why Apache Beam is there? What is the I mean, how it optimizes the things behind the scenes. So first of all, we will learn about the Apache Beam. Then we will learn about the data flow. So data flow is a service which is created on top of the Apache Beam inside GCP. And Apache Beam is an open source framework, okay, which is developed by the Apache. So first of all, we will look into this framework, and then we will look into this service. So after finishing this batch, I mean, batch properties of Apache Beam, we will look into the composure. So Composer is the orchestration tool. Airflow or Composer, you can say. Apache Airflow is the open source technology, which is on top of that, a Composer service has been created inside the GCP system. So you can automate, or we can say you can orchestrate anything inside GCP system using Composer or Airflow. So after finishing this data flow or Apache Beam thing for the batch pipelines, we will then look into the orchestration part. So this is one use case of your pipelines or services, or the ETL things, or data engineering ETL things. So basically here we have only followed the, I mean, BigQuery is also serverless technology, Airflow is also serverless, and Apache Beam is also serverless. So we will see these three serverless technologies first of all to work with. So these two, I mean, Composer and Apache Beam, require the Python knowledge, because whatever orchestration part we will be writing in Composer, it will be based out the Python only, and whatever we will be writing throughout this course for the Apache Beam, it will be only based only. But I will show you respective Python, sorry, Java code as well for Apache Beam, but still for Composer you will require the Python. Okay. Now this is the batch thing. After that we will see streaming streaming pipelines. So for that, we will see PubSub features and how to work with PubSub. And this is our real-time pipeline solution provided by the GCP. So we will look into the PubSub. After learning PubSub, again we will switch back to Apache Beam and we will see the streaming features of Apache Beam. And then on top of those streaming features of Apache Beam, we will work with data. Okay, so PubSub is also a serverless, so we will cover this thing. After that, we will go to Dataproc. After covering up to data flow streaming or PubSub, we can say. After that, I will go through the Dataproc. So Dataproc is another solution for the ETL. So here you can orchestrate, I mean, you can either orchestrate Dataproc using Composer, or you can use Dataproc inside Dataproc. We have workflows using that as well. You can orchestrate the things inside the Dataproc. So we will see Dataproc, its features. So it will, for Dataproc, it is required to have an understanding of PySpark. So 2 or 3 days we will give to PySpark as well. Okay, and we will try to learn all of the, the things behind the PySpark and all of the things. Then we will start working with Dataproc. So here you need to set up the clusters, you need to set up the upscaling, downscaling things inside the cluster. So we will give good enough time for the Dataproc as well. And after this Dataproc, our ETL thing will be completed. Now we will switch to a database. First of all, we will learn about database, which is Cloud SQL, and we will see. So this is the data warehouse, and this is the database. Okay, so we will learn. So this this Cloud SQL depends on your traditional databases like MySQL or Postgres SQL. So those types of database configurations you can do here. Okay, and you can work on. Then we will learn about cloud functions and cloud schedulers. So these cloud functions and cloud schedulers are event based. Sorry, this is the cron based and this is the event based. Whatever event is happening in your GCP environment, you can detect that event using cloud function. You can write the script behind that event and you can automate the things on the event based. And cloud scheduler is something which is you will see very basic application. It will finish inside the 10 minutes. I mean, if we are going to use this, then there is a 10-minute or 15-minute session is there for the cloud scheduler, because the use cases and the functionalities are limited inside cloud scheduler, and it is dependent only on the cron extension, and that's it. Okay, so these are our core GCP data engineering services. And after that, if time allows, then I will also show you some extra features like how to build the containers inside the GCP, and after creating the containers, how to deploy them on the batch service, and how to work with Cloud Build and how to work with Vertex AI. Okay, so if time allows, after everything of the GCP, this is not the part of GCP data engineering course, but if time allows and if I find like you have that zeal to learn, then I will be covering these extra topics. Okay, so this is how our course has been designed. So, do you have any questions in this course syllabus, or if you want to add something or remove something, you can
Yeah,
go for.
yeah, Himanshu, how about Kubernetes architecture or something you can cover that will be great.
No, so basically Kubernetes is a separate course and it comes under the DevOps thing. Okay. So basically it is I mean, if we are going to cover the Kubernetes, 1 month is required for Kubernetes. Kubernetes is very vast topic and it is only covered inside DevOps things, not in the data engineering. So that's why we are not covering here.
Yeah, just a little background of it because it is running behind data. I think for Airflow, Kubernetes is clustered
Yeah,
designed on.
actually, this data flow, data flow, everything will be running behind on top of the Kubernetes only. So, okay, then I will see like if we have, I mean, only the basics, 1 or 2 hour session we will take on the Kubernetes as well. Okay, that's not an issue, but not a detailed discussion. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone, anything?
Yeah, just one
Anyone
thing
wants
from
to
my
add something?
side. Yeah, just one thing from my side. Are we covering data security or governance in this course?
So data security and governance. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, we need to also cover the DLP. So using DLP and secret manager. Okay, secret manager.
And
So
what
using
about
these, we will
Dataplex?
implement the data security. Sorry.
And what about Dataplex?
No, we are not using data flags here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I forgot to cover these things. We will cover these two topics as well. Okay. Anyone else? I mean, do you have any questions or anything to add here?
So what level of Python knowledge is needed actually? So
Like you
basic or
should be
intermediate?
aware like how to write the oops. I mean, until oops you should aware, because when you are working with Apache Beam, you will be working with the classes and objects there. Okay, so you should be know like how to create the modules, how to create the classes, how to create the functions, how to write the loops and logics there. So these many things. I don't require you like to learn like pandas or numpy. No, we don't need that. We just need the basic Python, and basic Python consists of like Python data types, and then the loops, conditions, and functions and classes and objects and exception handling. Okay, these six topics I want you to learn on the Python. Okay, I should write it here. Okay, like Python basic, then data structures, not data type, basic data types. Okay, then conditions, then loops, then we require functions, then modules, then exception handling, and the classes, or we can say groups. Okay, so these many things I want you to cover. Okay, and SQL you will ask, then SQL intermediate. Now SQL is very basic thing. If you are working as a data engineer, then you should be aware up to advanced SQL. Okay, but still for this course we will require SQL basic and intermediate knowledge, so that we are good to go to start the things. And then meanwhile you will brush up your SQL skills. SQL is must. Okay, if you do not know Python, then company will still hire you if you know the SQL. But if you do not know SQL and if you are good with Python, then organizations will not hire you. Okay, as a data engineer. So yeah. Anything
Uh,
else?
yes, Imanshu. So,
Yeah.
are you going to give one use case for this SQL? Like, I mean, if you have 100 lines of code, how we need to
Mhm.
debug? So, whenever there is an issue, right? So, how we need to debug? So, that
So
kind
I
of
mean,
use case.
Mhm. So basically we have the logging service attached to each of every service. So as soon as we will be covering the things, we will also see the logging part as well, like how to check the logs on those and how to check the errors. So such types of things will be there, but those are internal. Okay, like let's say we are working with BigQuery, then respective logs are attached with the BigQuery. I mean, we do not need to use any separate service, or we do not need to use any separate configuration for performing the logs. Even if we are using the Python code as well, then we do not need to write any separate logic for performing the logging. Okay, everything
No,
is connected, so we will use that. Okay.
yes, I got a question where, I mean, they ask, like, I mean, if you have 1,000 lines of code, and how you
Mhm.
are going to reduce the query performance. I mean, it's taking long time. So how you are going to reduce the
So,
query performance? So in that
mhm.
case, how we need to debug? I mean, which query, which subquery, it's taking time.
So
So
basically, BigQuery internally divides your SQL into multiple stages, or we can say slots. So we will see what those stages are, and you can see like which stage is taking which how much time. Okay,
mhm.
and accordingly, so I mean, on the BigQuery optimization thing, we will see those things. Okay,
Okay,
there is a separate session we will handle for the BigQuery optimization where we will see that thing. Okay.
okay. And what about the source control? I mean, are you going to explain how the source will be checked into the GitHub like that?
No, so I mean, this is the extra part. Like GitHub, I believe everyone knows nowadays. Okay, but still, I have added that into the extra. So we will also see GitHub and cloud build based one CI/CD pipeline. like how to push the data into GitHub and sorry source code into GitHub, and then on top of that how to trigger the cloud build script and how to deploy the things inside GCP. So that we will be covering as an extra part, okay, not inside our core syllabus.
Okay. So it will be like if time permits only, you're going to explain, or
If
it's a
time
part of.
and you guys have zeal to learn the things, then that's not an issue for me.
Okay. Thanks.
What is the duration of the course, Himanshu?
Around 45 days. I mean 45 hard-coded days, removing the holidays. Okay, so around 45 days will be good.
So what are the timings?
Timing, I think your coordinator has already shared like 8 to 9 IST, 8 to 9 a.m. IST. I don't know, I mean, who is working in which time zone. So 8 to 9 a.m. IST will be your timing. I mean, the what this time I got from your coordinator, still you can discuss this with your coordinators, okay? The same time which we have connected today, the same time is okay. Okay,
How about
so yeah.
yeah, how about networking part? Like if we build a
No,
pipeline.
that is not. No, that is not part of. I mean, that networking part is not part of the data engineering syllabus. That is part of DevOps thing, and like whatever organization in which you are working, the proper private networking or VPN will be set up by your DevOps or administrator team only, and they will provide you those network details. I will show you how to specify those network details, but I can't show you like how to create those networks and all. Okay.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you will show that VPC and some
Yeah.
network.
Yeah. So I will show you how to use them. Let's say if you have some link for the, I mean, you will get some network details. I will show you how to use them, but not like how to create and all. Okay. Okay. So I think, yeah, yeah, Arjun. Okay, so I think if you don't have any questions, then we can wrap it up. So feel free to reach out to your coordinator if you have any doubts, and we will try to resolve all of your queries. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining.